Welcome back, dear students. We have certain theories present for understanding in detail regarding the coordination complexes. So far we have done nomenclature part. Yes, it is fine, very good. We have done in a well. And with the help of these particularly theories which are present, they will give us detailed information regarding the magnetic property as well as a coloring property. We need to understand more than two types of theories here. One theory is going to explain regarding the coloring property and the other is going to explain regarding the magnetic property and everything in detail regarding the coordination complexes. Now, let us start with theories or bonding in coordination compounds. When you consider bonding or bonding theories, in order to understand the coordination complexes in detail, there are mainly four types of theories are present. So very first one is VBT, CFT, LFT and MOT. Let me expand this one. VBT stands for valence bond theory. Valence bond theory. The second one we have here CFT. It is referred as crystal field theory. Second one is crystal field theory. Then we have third one ligand field theory. Then we have last one molecular orbital theory. But you can be very happy you don't have LFT and MOT for your syllabus. We need to understand in detail regarding the valence bond theory and crystal field theory. Whatever the explanation so far I am giving you since the start of this chapter is almost giving you explanation for your competitive part also. For the competitive examination, you can make use of this explanation what I am giving here. I am trying to cover almost all the 99 to almost 100% part of the NCERT so that it would be useful for your competitive examination also. So VBT, let us understand in detail. In the later part, we will be understanding regarding the crystal field theory. VBT stands for valence bond theory. CFT stands for crystal field theory. Let us start with valence bond theory. Okay. So when you consider valence bond theory, I told you in case of coordination complexes, there will be a presence of metal ions. All the metal ions which are generally present in coordination complexes are transition metals. Transition metals generally will have empty or partially filled d orbitals. The empty or partially filled d orbitals present in the metals generally preferred for the coordination complexes. So for example, there are n-1 d type, ns type and nt type of orbitals, or ns, np, nd type of orbitals will be present in metal ions. Metal ions will be having partially filled or empty d orbitals present in it. As there is a emptiness is present or as there is a empty orbitals are present, they can be able to accept the electrons from the ligands. So now you can see here that there will be a metal orbitals are present. They will be undergoing the hybridization. You all know hybridization process you have done in your first year very well. Hybridization will be happening. See here I have a d orbital. I have given here example. This is the d orbital of any metal ion which is empty or half filled. This is d orbital present. Okay, and here we have a ligand. Ligand will be electron donor in nature and these together they will form a coordinate bond. When ligands are donating electrons to the empty or partially filled d orbital, through this coordinate bond is going to form. Later these metal orbitals will be undergoing hybridization. Metal orbitals undergo hybridization with that of the orbitals of ligands. Ligands will be donating their electrons to the empty orbitals and they will form a coordinate bond. Once the coordinate bond is formed, they will be arranging in a set of equivalent orbitals. The energy will be differ from that of the first and second of ligands and the orbitals. Then there will be a kind of degeneracy wherein set of equivalent orbitals are formed in the second step. Okay. Lastly, there will be an arrangement. Three-dimensional spatial arrangement will be taking place for all these coordination complexes. And these criteria or these terms what I explained are mainly dealt particularly with the valence bond theory. valence bond theory explains regarding this hybridization part. I repeat once, valence bond theory mainly tells there will be a presence of central metal ions with the partially or incompletely filled orbitals to which ligands will be donating their electrons, and finally hybridization takes place and coordination bond or coordinate bond is going to take place. Once ligands are donating their electrons to n-1d, ns, np orbitals or ns, np, nd orbitals, then what happens? Hybridization takes place. Once the metal orbitals, ligands, hybridization takes place, they will be arranging set of equivalent orbitals are formed. That is, degeneracy is followed. Finally, there will be a three-dimensional spatial arrangement takes place and existence of coordination complex takes place. So this is the criteria explained by particularly valence bond theory. Later I will explain why I have written n-1d and nd. Whenever we write n-1d, generally considered outer orbitals, nd inner orbitals. Whenever we go with the examples, we'll understand these things in detail. Till then, please do copy this. We'll move to next. Dear students, according to valence bond theory, we can identify the geometry, geometrical shape, hybridization and magnetic property of given coordination complex. Whenever the coordination complex is given to us in which central metal atom will be present, according to, with the help of valence bond theory, we can identify the geometry, hybridization and magnetic property of the complex given. Magnetic property, hybridization and geometrical shape can be identified with the help of valence bond theory. That we will discuss one by one. Before we add or before we start with the valence bond theory, let us understand these two terminologies, that is diamagnetic and paramagnetic. Whenever you consider paramagnetic, these compounds, paramagnetic is nothing but magnetic property for the complexes. They are also referred as spin-free complexes or high-spin complexes. Spin-free, high-spin, all these terms meaning will be understood when we move in detail regarding the valence bond theory. Just for your knowledge, I am writing here paramagnetic in the sense all the electrons are singly occupied in the orbital, d orbital, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this is 4. So paramagnetic in the sense they are singly occupied. Such compounds having such type of magnetic property are said to be paramagnetic, spin-free or high-spin complexes. Like that, we have second type here in which they are considered as diamagnetic. Diamagnetic in the sense all the d orbitals are completely filled. All the d orbitals are completely filled. They are said to be spin-paired complexes or also called as low-spin complexes. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. According to Aufpau's rule, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to fill in this fashion. So when these electrons are completely filled in the d orbitals, they are said to be diamagnetic. When they are singly occupied or incompletely filled, partially filled, that time they are said to be paramagnetic complexes. This paramagnetic property and diamagnetic property must be used while explaining the geometry and magnetic property for given complexes. So I repeat my words. According to valence bond theory, by using the terms I explained previously, we are going to consider how to calculate the hybridization, geometrical shape and the magnetic property for given complexes. In order to understand all those things with the help of VBT, we must have prior knowledge of paramagnetic compounds, paramagnetic property as well diamagnetic property. Paramagnetic, they are singly occupied, partially filled. They are also referred as spin-free complexes or they are also referred as high-spin complexes. Diamagnetic in the sense they are paired, completely occupied or completely paired. They are also referred as spin paired and low spin complexes. So with the help of brief idea regarding this, let us consider examples of coordination complexes and let us find out the hybridization, geometrical shape and magnetic property, how does it will be exhibiting. With the help of examples itself, all these things will be clear for us. Please do copy this. We'll move to next. Okay, dear students, now let us understand regarding the hybridization shape of a molecule and magnetic property of a molecule in detail with the help of particularly valence bond theory. So I'll explain this example, that is the complex of CONH3 3 plus. In detail, I will give you this explanation, explanation. Later part, let me move a bit fast. So very first we have to understand, or we have to find out the central metal atom. We all know central metal atom, in this case it is cobalt. Cobalt is having a electronic configuration argon 3d74s2. Right? You need to know regarding the electronic configuration for the transition metals, generally which we prefer in coordination complexes. So when you consider cobalt, argon 3d74s2, now we have plus 3 charge here. When we have plus 3 charge, in the sense we have to remove 3 electrons from this complex. Now it will become argon 3d6 because 3 electrons are removed, CO plus 3. In this case, cobalt is in plus 3 oxidation state. So for plus 3 oxidation state, we have to make use of this configuration, that is argon 3d6. Now let us understand these 6 electrons in d orbitals. As we have 3d orbital here, we have to mention here 3d orbital itself. Let us arrange the electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us first singly fill according to Aufbau's principle. These are singly filled. 5 electrons are completed. I have one more electron. Now it is 6 electrons are filled. Once we have 3d, we will be having 4s orbital also. After that, we will also have 4p orbitals present. Okay. Now see here, we have 6 ligands are present in this complex. Ligands are, as I told you, electron donors to the central metal atom, through which coordinate bond is formed. Now, here in this case, 6 ligands are approaching to the central metal atom. And I told you, I must mention here that ammonia, NH3, is considered to be a weak field ligand. It is considered to be a weak field ligand. Weak field ligand, if you consider here, just me a minute. I'm very sorry, the ligand NH3 present here is said to be strong field ligands. I'm very sorry for that. Strong field ligands, if present, there will be a high splitting, and this is splitting criteria, everything I'll explain you when we start with the crystal field theory. Don't worry about that one. Whenever we consider strong field ligands, I will give you a list of strong field ligands as well as weak field ligands. We will do that later. Just for this example, you need to remember, whenever we have NH3, which is considered as strong field ligands, and right here, NH3 is considered to be strong field ligand. When we have strong field ligands approaching to the central metal atom, then pairing of electron takes place. Pairing of electrons will takes place. Once pairing of electrons is taking place, complex will be diamagnetic. Complex will be diamagnetic in nature. And like the same is going to follow for this also. I have written here, the 6 electrons are occupied all the d orbitals. Now I have strong field ligand NH3. There are 6 in number. All the 6 are coming with their pair of electrons, and they will be donating to the d orbitals. So as per the thing, NH3 is a strong field ligand, pairing is going to take place. This electron gets paired here, and these electrons will be get paired here. Okay, and this is 4s and it is 4p. Now you can see here that how does this orbital looks now. 1, 2, 3, this is 4 and 5. Once pairing is done, see 1, 2, there are 2 electrons here and there are 2 electrons are coming here. Then I left with 4s orbital. Okay. Okay. Then I have 4p orbital present with it. Now I must have to give space to the 6 ligands to approach to the d orbital of transition metal cobalt. Now see here, 6 NH3 are approaching. I need 6 orbitals empty to approach to the with their electrons, with their pair of electrons. Finally, they will form a coordinate bond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in total, you can see here NH3 1, 2, 3, and 4, and lastly see here 5, and it is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ligands are approaching to the central metal atom cobalt. One will come and it gives electrons. Second one will come and give electrons. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth will come and give electrons. We all know this is d orbital, 3d. This is s orbital, and this is p orbital. When 6 ligands are approaching, all these three, that is d and s and p orbitals, are undergoing hybridization. They are undergoing hybridization and they will form a bond like this. There are 2 d orbitals, 1 s orbital, and 3 p orbitals are present. 2 d orbitals, 1 s orbital, and 3 p orbitals. Each orbital are filled by 2 electrons. They are completely filled. Now there are 2 orbitals from d, that is d2. There is only 1 orbital from s, d2s. There are 3 orbitals from p. d2sp3 is the hybridization for this complex. d2sp3 is the hybridization for this complex. We have to understand the shape as well as magnetic property for this one. As I told you, whenever we consider strong field ligands are approaching to the central metal atom, pairing of electrons takes place. Once the pairing of electron is taking place, the complex will be always diamagnetic in nature. So this is all about the example. At the last, we supposed to write conclusion in 2 to 3 points, so that we could get all the 3 marks allotted to the question. Please do copy this. We'll move to the next. Dear students, I left with the explanation, that is conclusion part for the same example I am giving here. CONH3 6 3 plus ion we have considered, and we have seen the hybridization was D2sp3. D2sp3 hybridization we have obtained. Okay. So D2sp3 in the sense 3 plus 4 plus 2. In the sense it is octahedral complex. I will tell you one hint here. Whenever we consider coordination number 4, there are 2 types. Coordination number 6, there are 2 types. For sp3 hybridization will be coming 3 plus 1, that is 4 tetrahedral it will be. Or we may get dsp2, there is p2, 3 and 4, that is square planar we may get. Either of the one we will be getting. And see here I have coordination number 6. Again there are 2 types. Both are octahedral, but the thing is hybridization is different. So D2sp3 and sp3d2 here. I will give you one more hint here. When coordination number 4, octahedral complex with the hybridization D2sp3. In this case, inner d orbitals are involving hybridization. Inner d orbitals are involved in hybridization. So the reason why such complexes with the D2sp3 hybridization are going to be referred as inner orbital complexes. Are referred as inner orbital complexes. Okay. So inner orbital complexes. Like that we have one more type, again octahedral itself, but the thing is d is outside, in the sense outer orbitals, outer d orbitals are involved. Here in this case outer d orbitals are involved in hybridization. Involved in hybridization. So are referred as, those complexes are called as outer orbital complexes. Outer orbital complexes. So this is the important point I must have told you. Okay. So this is all about the thing. So D2sp3 inner orbital complexes, this is the hybridization. Yes, first point we have found hybridization. It is D2sp3. This is the first point. Like that, let us consider second point, that is shape. I told you octahedral, coordination number 6. In the sense you can see 3 plus 4 plus 2, 6. 6 in the sense octahedral will be the shape. Octahedral will be the shape. In the very first I told you strong field ligands are approaching. Magnetic property is diamagnetic in nature. Diamagnetic in nature. Diamagnetic property this complex exhibits. So now see the structure for this complex. It is cobalt and we have NH3. It is octahedral, 3 here and 3 here. This is NH3. Okay, this is NH3. Here we have NH3. This is NH3. And you can see here that this is with a 3+3 charge. Understood? Now, all about this complex. Whatever I explained here, this is all about this complex. D2sp3 hybridization. In this case, we have made use of inner d orbitals. There is a arrangement or there is a pairing of the inner d electrons we have seen. So the reason why this is referred as inner orbital complex. And the hybridization is D2sp3. Shape of a molecule is octahedral. I have written here the structure. And the magnetic property exhibited by this complex is diamagnetic because strong field ligand NH3 is approaching to the central metal atom. Like this, we will follow different examples. We can find out shape, hybridization, magnetic property of that compound. And this whole question can be asked for 3 marks. Please do copy this. We'll move to next.